If you talking to a girl and you find out she got a sex tape out that everybody knows about it and been passed around to people you know, does that make her ineligible to be with you? Or
I might hit.
Yeah. you trying to get you an episode.
If hypothetically you had a kid that ended up with being the kid with the sex tape at school,
Yeah.
how do you handle that?
I hope it's the boy.
Yeah.
And he better lay that pipe down.
The little boy leaked the tape of my daughter. The little boy getting his ass beat.
What age is like an acceptable age for y'all to like be comfortable with y'all kids having sex for the first time?
I just go my own personal experience. I was 16.
Look, you're gonna get out there, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna do what you do.
Yeah.
Don't get nobody pregnant, but if you do, call me first, don't call your mama. First question we're gonna start off with. If you talking to a girl and you find out she got a sex tape out that everybody knows about it and been passed around to people you know, does that make her ineligible to be with you? Do you take this relationship seriously? Or what is there even like, do you even mess around or anything?
What type of sex tape we talking about? Are we talking about like a sex tape between her and the ex that like wasn't supposed to get out that got out? Or are we talking about like
What's a different version?
she used to be a porn star and she put this out for some reason?
I'm interested to know both, honestly, because that's a different perspective that I wouldn't even consider.
All right, so
Which one is okay with you? Like, which one you taking serious?
He was a porn star.
No. I think from like a relationship standpoint, right? Just thinking back to like when I got started through them college years, right? That age frame.
That started what? Fucking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some tapes out there, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like just me personally and a few people I know, we done recorded some stuff before. So if we talking about something that just got you recording yourself, it's for you and her, and some way, somehow it just get out, like that don't make her ineligible.
Even if like I saw it and he saw it and everybody else saw it, and you not like locked in yet, it's early on.
I guess that's a little different.
It's a little different.
That's a little different. I don't know.
For me, it depends on what stage are we in there talking. Like, if it like off jump.
Yeah, before y'all meet, this tape is out.
Nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Hold on, but like when does he find out about the tape though?
Early on.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
you know, maybe the first like
Talking stage.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So you just cut it off right there?
Or
I
would
mean, I
you,
might
like,
hit.
Yeah.
you trying to get you an episode?
Like, you did it for the homie.
Right. I mean, shit. I won't leak it. Be like, both of us keep it in my house.
Okay, so
But how would you feel about it though? Like, are you starting to get locked in with this person?
yeah.
And then it come out and it drop. Like, y'all been dating for like 6 months. And it's
Yeah.
just getting serious.
That changes it. But I think I'm still so
Like, you still what? Like, you gonna break up?
no, so I think I just can't take so the whole regardless of when I find out how bad it is or whatever, I don't think I'm judging you to the point where I'm like, no go. But I'm definitely it's a small chance that I take it seriously. Like I'm probably just like, she cool, I just can't marry her.
For me, I don't think it's me judging her. I think it's more of like a me thing or like my pride.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I can't be with someone that everybody else can just go and press
Google.
play.
Press play.
Does it change if it's a porn star or like whatever? That's her job.
Yeah, that's automatically ineligible.
Oh, automatic ineligible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would never date no porn star.
No,
Or anybody that would purposely put their shit out there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell
So
no.
I wouldn't.
What about a stripper?
No, that's worse.
Nah.
That's worse.
Like, if she was like doing like to get through college.
Wait, what are we talking about dating too? Because there's like, and when it comes to me, I'm dating there's two different purposes. Like there's obviously the dating to marry, and you serious, and that you can meet the family, and we gonna take it see how far it go.
That's really the only type of dating there is, though.
Now, yeah, but no, not always. There was also the like, we having fun, or you got the we just fuckings. Like there's levels to it, but there's always from day one for me. I've always known which side you was on, and you can't jump sides. If I put you on the wrong side, my bad, but you can't get on the other side. Like if you had already started on the just fucking side, like
that's it.
You reached the end of your road. Like I don't know what else to say.
No matter what kind of personality she got.
I mean, like I guess can't predict the future, but yeah, I don't see a route where you can like cross over.
But I don't know. I think like getting back to the stripper question. I could date or marry somebody who used to be a stripper, right? Because that tape ain't floating around. You can't be a stripper now, obviously, while we dating, right? Because I'm not dating nobody that people got access to. But if that's in your past, I ain't tripping on that.
I don't think I could date a stripper either.
Yeah, you mean like while you guys are dating, or like she used to be? You don't think so?
And you mean, are you talking like at all, or you mean like me, where you wouldn't take it seriously to like advance that relationship?
Yeah, like
or at all.
Like if I knew you used to be a stripper, like I wouldn't even like try to get to that point to get serious with you. Again,
yeah, I don't know. Like the stripper, you can't currently be one for sure, because that's like the worst part about like monogamy or not being monogamous or not being faithful is when you entertaining motherfuckers. Like when people think that you available and you out here, it's your job to entertain niggas.
Yeah,
you an entertainer at this point. No, yeah, I can't do it. But current past, no, can't do that either.
You can't do it.
No,
I couldn't do it because like, and I don't judge them at all. Like
you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just for me. It's just what's mine. I want it to be mine.
But but y'all got to think about this. Unless y'all started dating when y'all was teenagers,
I did.
Everybody that you done dated
had sex with somebody else.
Yeah,
that's true.
They did. But
and the only thing that's not bothering you about that is the fact that you don't got to see it.
No, so for me, it's more so like your mindset. So I think I have a very high standard on like.
So you don't like entrepreneurs?
Not that kind. And I don't think that's a problem. And maybe it is, and maybe I am judging a little bit, but I think everybody got lines that they don't cross or boundaries or shit that they like or don't like. I think that's just for me. It wouldn't work.
Could you do it?
Could I be a stripper?
Yeah.
Like, no, I couldn't do it. Here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out if my wife should hear this. Married me? Obviously not.
No, I'm talking about
single me.
This is Darius at 21 years old.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah.
Trying to make ends meet.
I'm not doing it for the money.
Uber don't exist.
You know what I mean? Like, if women, from what I've heard, they're as bad or worse than us in the strip club.
But I feel like it's also like older women. I don't know too many like under 30s that are going to male strip clubs.
I don't know.
So you might be at the strip club looking out at the crowd like, yeah, ain't no way, y'all nasty.
Maybe, but I ain't never been in there because what you imagine is not what I imagine. I imagine it's a bunch of people that just turned 21 or their 25th birthday or whatever.
I'm imagining a bunch of women
How was it when you was
that
there?
just got divorced.
Hey, them eligible too. But now taking it back to the sex tape thing. So let's take you out of the picture.
Okay.
You got a son. How do you feel if your son is dating a girl that has the sex tape out at school that's been passed around the whole school? Whole school seen it, the parents seen it, or maybe not the parents, the staff at school seen it, all his friends seen it. But he's like, Dad, I love her. I don't care. I don't mind.
Ain't my problem.
You cool with it?
I'm cool with
Supporting it?
Support's probably a strong word.
The relationship.
But yeah, no, that's not my problem. If it's something that he can live with, if it's something that like, if he can say, okay, I know this tape is out here. It wasn't supposed to get out there, right? Kind of getting back to if he has the same mindset that I have about it, where it's like people record shit, right? And sometimes exes leak stuff, right? Out of spite or whatever the case may be. And it's not, she was out here on some Kim Kardashian, like doing this to get famous or popular at school type shit. I can support it. It don't change who she is. It don't make her a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd care because I don't think I would take the relationship serious since they in high school.
Yeah.
Because there ain't a lot of high school relationships that really work out like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, again, like if you okay with motherfuckers talking about your chick, 'cause that's what's gonna happen.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Remember when we was in high school, we like the dudes, we would all share pictures of news that got sent to us.
What you about to say right now? What you about to say?
I don't mind.
No.
I don't think I mind.
Like, yeah, because like we all shared pictures. If we got news sent to us, we would show each other and whatnot. So like that shit happens and whatnot. It's just like, if you okay with dealing with it yourself, homie, just don't come crying to me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually changes my perspective a little bit. Just you saying that, because when I was in high school and even beyond, I've never shared photos with anybody because I ain't want nobody seeing what was mine at the time. So now that I'm thinking back to this tape being out here, I don't actually know if I would be cool with it.
So
anymore.
we wasn't sharing pictures of what was ours.
Oh, what was
It
theirs?
it was those ones that I'd hit.
I got you.
But
I got you.
But then again, like, there's time where it's like you wasn't mine. Like you knew what we was on. Or
Yeah.
maybe that's the I hit. That's what you saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I hit, but like we ain't exclusive. I'm not marrying you.
Yeah.
We probably not doing no more than that.
Yeah, like if it was like a girlfriend that sent some stuff, we wasn't showing that.
Okay.
But if it was just chicks we hit,
Yeah.
I'm laughing at the question.
but what about you though? You
What for my son? Oh, I think I'm gonna have just a real conversation with him. Like, look, I wouldn't do that personally, but like you said, if you good with it and you see the causes of your actions, and if you see what could happen, we could talk about that. You know, if you make that decision, just live with your decision. So, what is like? Where do you interject as a parent into your children's relationships?
When I think that when you see that they're bothered with something, right? I think many people, when they're in relationships and they're bothered with something, they try to talk themselves, like they try to convince themselves that you know, I'm not that bothered, right? Or I can get through this, or I can deal with this. And the reality is that there are certain issues that, for the most part, only get worse, right? And if I can identify just through hindsight experience that this probably isn't going to get better, right? Because this tape is never going away,
Yeah.
right? And as time goes on, more and more people are going to end up seeing this, right? Especially in this day and age where media is shared so easily. Like, I think that's where you interject, is when you realize, like, this decision could put you in a position where you got to deal with this for longer than you choose to.
I disagree in two ways. Number one, I don't think I would interject in a place in my kid's life where things are going to get harder for them. I think those are places where they're going to learn a lot. But the other thing is, I think it'll also go away. I think it'll, like, because it's shared so much, it's volume. The next person gonna have a sex tape, or they gonna talk about the next person, even if it's not at the school. Like, people don't really care no more. You could build your next reputation. It'll fade out for the most part. But
That's a possibility for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, I would interject when it came down to like their like decision making. Or like they came home and it was like, Dad, I don't want to go to school today, or I don't want to go to practice today, or I don't want to do that because these people are going to be there. Because now it's like you're not being yourself.
Yeah.
And you shine away from who you are. and this is really impacting you. So it was like, okay, that's where I need to interject because that's when shit goes downhill.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
like
So I'm with you on that one. Actually, I'm actually changing my mind. But would your interjection would be like, all right, you got to cut this girl off because she's the source of this, or would you be like, you made your decision and now you're trying to say you don't want to go to school, you don't want to go to practice, you don't want to be you. You need to figure out how to be you. If cutting the girl off is your decision, then do that. But if that's not your decision, like, are you telling him like this girl has to go?
no, so it's gonna be all right. Let's figure this out. What do you want, right? Because if you want to be with her, then this other stuff you can't run from
You
it.
got to face it.
Yeah. If you don't want to be with her, but like you're afraid to like break up because you don't want to hurt her feelings, but like this is impacting you where you don't want it anymore, then I gotta have him walk him through that conversation. What it's gonna. I'm not gonna tell him what he needs to do. I'm gonna tell him what he needs to do for what he wants.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yep. No, it makes sense.
But still, like, you gotta go and execute yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't help you with
Yeah.
breaking up. I can't help you with trying to get to the next level on the basketball team. I can't do none of that.
Mm-hmm.
What about like and this one might not be really interjecting, but like how as a parent, when you know from experience, like you said, what is a better decision or what we think is a better decision? Because I think as parents, we're not always right.
Right.
My mama wasn't always right. She would always kind of force her will on me. When do you how deep do you go into like living through your kids versus like guiding them with wisdom? Because for instance, if they don't want to go to college and they're just like, I want to do this plan to be a rapper. And it's like, you can, I'm gonna support you, maybe. Or you might not say I will support you. Or if they like, I don't want to go to college and you like, what do you want to do? And they're like, I don't know, I don't really want to do nothing. Like, where do you push them? How far can you go? Is it okay to just be like, I got a plan, follow my plan, you'll be good?
No, you can't set the plan for them, right? Like they have to want it because otherwise they're not going to give it their all, whatever it is. Like I use Julian example, like with sports, right? Like obviously football was my favorite sport.
Yep.
Growing up. I've never told Julian he has to play football. He's never played football, doesn't want to play football. But like I think it's about giving them options and choices.
Mm-hmm.
So like for him, like you don't gotta play football, but you do gotta play a sport.
Yeah.
Whatever sport it is, you can choose, but like because I believe there's deeper values you learn from sports.
Yeah.
To where like figure out which one you want to play or which ones you want to play, and that's what we're gonna do versus me telling them, here's the plan, you're gonna play football, I don't care what you say. And I think that's a lot in life, right? I think you're not gonna be just a bum, like to your question where you don't want to go to college, you don't know what you want to do. No, you don't want to go to college, that's cool, but figure out what you want to do.
Yep.
What about, I think, I agree with everything you're saying except for one small part of like, you don't got to play whatever sport I like, but you do got to play a sport. What if sports ain't their thing? I know you see there's like a lot of lessons and a lot of values that you learn there, but there's other things you could do that have lessons, have values, and if they don't like sports, do they have to do that still?
That's a
At
tough
your house.
That's a tough question for me because my kids are athletic,
Okay.
right? And
If they're not, I'm saying.
yeah, I know, like, but again, my house, I don't know the answer to it. Like, if I saw them where they was out in the field or on the court and they weren't doing good, like they got out there and they got their ass busted every time, or they was like just not engaged.
Yeah.
Then no, I'm not gonna sit there and waste time. We're gonna find something else out.
Yeah.
But because I know they're naturally athletic, they're competitive, they enjoy the sports, that makes it easy for us to pick that lane.
Yeah, I think competition is important when they're growing up, whether it be chess club, math club, spelling bee, or sport. I think going through the process of practicing something and being able to recognize that practice makes you better at whatever it is that you're doing, like that's one of the lessons that you have to learn so that when you do have a goal, you already know, okay, if I put in the work, I'm going to get the outcome. I think that's something you learn really early in life.
Yeah. What? So if you, let's just say you're not the one doing this, but let's say your spouse is like pushing their will on your kid. Like they're like, all right, you're going to school, you're going to college, and I think this is school you should go to. And right now, these majors make a lot of money, so this is what you should major in. You're really smart at it, and they're real good at selling it.
Yeah.
But they're basically living through their kid. How do you go with the plan, or do you nip it in the bud? Or like, what can you do?
Well, you can do a lot. At least in my household, I could. But I think it really just comes down to how the kid responds to it, right? Like some kids are more open to another person's plan, right? Where they, hey, you know what? I don't know, so I'm just gonna do what my mom or dad says and just kind of see where this takes me. They've never led me wrong. Like if that's the response, and they truly don't have something else that I know they would be doing if they weren't getting that pressure, then cool. Now, if I feel like my kid is sacrificing something in order to make the parent happy, like that's when I'm going to step in and make it clear that like, no, this is Julian's life. This is Jasmine's life. This is Jaden's life, right? This is Kyla's life. Like, gotta
kept naming them.
Hey, this four kids ain't a lot.
Shit.
Right? But like that's when you step in and say, nah, you gotta let them do their thing. But I think before that, you just gotta live through it.
Somebody got a plan.
No, that is true. Somebody does have to have a plan.
Yeah, I think
Gotta be a coach.
Yeah, if your kids don't know what they want to do in life, you got to help them at some point. And if they don't know what they want to do, and you pushing something on them, by doing that, it could help them figure out something that they want to do. It's like, okay, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. Okay, well, figure out what it is that you want to do.
Yeah,
because you're not about to be at home and just playing video games, not doing nothing at all, and you're 20 years old.
Right.
So here's me and Danielle just recently talked about this. Is like, say you rich, we all plan on being pretty rich, and you got a kid that's just like, I'm not doing nothing. You help them find a job, they get fired, they lose their job, they quit, they do whatever. They live with you, they supposed to be working on whatever. And you get to the point where they are smart enough to know you got it and that you love them. And your option at this point is, because they won't do nothing for themselves, you have to kick them out, and like their only option of being kicked out is they're homeless. Would you kick them out, or would you just be like, go ahead and loaf on my couch and be a couch potato, sorry ass kid?
Ain't gonna live with you.
They won't live with me because I'm not letting my kids live with me.
No, I'm not kicking them out to the point where they're homeless, but I'm also not supporting you past like room and board, right? So if
but I mean, y'all having steak dinner and surf and turf.
I'm not. I'm not doing that for everybody, right? So
how do you cook dinner and then tell somebody do not come to the table?
Let them stay in the next gen suite.
No, I'm
it ain't about not coming.
My parents doing that. I'm coming into the house and I'm eating some food. I got that much entitlement where it's like,
okay. So let's say we go the route of, they can live in the house, they can eat the food in the house, they good with all of that. There's still other stuff that they're gonna want to do, right? Like clothes, shoes, movies. Like that's where you cut them off. And you need a ride somewhere? That sucks. I think that once a kid turns 18 or whatever age that is, where they've graduated high school and they're still trying to like figure out life, there's a certain amount of support that I feel like I'm always going to provide for my kids. And that might be shelter and food. But the motivation to go out and do something and figure it out is going to come from me not buying you clothes no more, me not giving you rides, me not doing stuff that is going to force you to go out and at least make a little bit of money so you can do that stuff on your own. But homeless is extreme.
Homeless is extreme. So what I said.
What if, I'm going to just add something to the question.
Okay.
Because
should I answer it first, or is it not going to change it too much?
It's not going to change it too much. What if this child of yours is working?
Okay.
and they are bringing in money,
Yep.
but they're refusing to go and look for their own place to stay at. So they just staying off with you,
Yeah.
and you don't need the money,
Right.
right? Are you going to charge them to live with you?
You have to get out. You have to. There's lessons in like being on your own that you need to be a fully functioning adult. You have to go.
And like, are you packing up their stuff and just throwing it on the curb? Like, how are you going to get them out the house? And what if they're just choosing not to go?
Yeah, no.
Or they're telling you, I'm looking for places. I just ain't found nothing yet. And it's been like a 2-year search.
Well, I do real estate, so that's a thing. So we ain't gonna run into that issue. But my kids don't gotta go. All right. So like I don't have an age where I feel like my kids have to leave the nest. Right. I think part of it comes from me probably leaving the nest like way too early. Right. Living on my own at 16. And then on the flip side, like my wife moved out of her parents' house at the age of like 26 and into our house. So like she never lived alone. And I see a lot of benefit from that scenario, right? When it comes to just, she never had to dig herself out of like financial holes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't actually think there's a whole lot of benefit in going through those experiences. I think you just kind of have to go through them if you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
But no, I think for me, when like with there not being an age that I'm going to kick my kids out, there are life like there's points, right? You get somebody pregnant, yeah, you out of here.
You gotta go.
You know what I mean? Like you got to go. It's time for you to go have your own family now.
Got it.
Right? Like that's really where it comes in.
Or is it what's some other ones? Because to me, that's like the only one that's like really life changing to where you went and made this decision and
you ain't about to have some girl or guy coming in my house.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, if you want to be able to date like that, where y'all can spend the night together and all that kind of stuff, gotta go get your own spot.
Can't be doing no illegal shit either. You can't be like bringing contraband in the house and now we got the police coming or our shit getting shot up because you done made some enemies.
Yeah.
Would y'all snitch on y'all kid if they was doing some illegal shit?
No.
Would you go to jail for your kid?
No.
So you snitch on your kid?
I said no, that's not true. I didn't say I snitch. I ain't going to jail. I don't know nothing. Didn't see nothing.
So somebody got to go, and they just like, look, it's in your house.
In the house.
It's
in your house. You in handcuffs. Okay. You get to court, and they like, sir, this is your sentence that you're looking at. Unless you got some more information,
you can't say I don't know where that came from. That ain't gonna work.
If my kid don't come forward in that situation,
I'm snitching.
I'm not. I'm not snitching, but
he better do a bid.
He better hope I don't get out.
You gonna do a bid for? I'm not doing a bid for nobody. I'm not, not none of y'all niggas in this room. Not none of them niggas in the rooms at my house. Now, unless I'm complicit.
Notice I said he, because my daughters would never do that to me.
So your sons would?
Hey, I don't know.
Right.
My boys is different.
So for me though, going back to the would you let your kids be homeless in this situation?
Yeah.
My plan is to just literally you have to go. I'm picking your stuff up.
What age?
I don't think it's really a number. I think it's more of a where the expectations are. Like you graduated and we thought she was going to do something, but you haven't for 2 years. So if it's 20 at that point, or maybe you went to college and then you did 2 or 3, 4 years and you dropped out. Now you're 23 or 4. So now maybe your clock starts. It just like depends on where your motivation stops. But we're definitely helping you. Like, what do you want to do? Let's help you get a job, whatever. None of these things work. All right, bro. Like, this is what's going to happen. We've given you the cheapest 1-bedroom apartment, not even a bedroom, a studio.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest one in the city. I'm going to pay the rent. But you live there. You can't come here without telling me you come here. You just like a stranger that can't just knock on the door and come in. That. And you going to live and have everything you need. But until you figure out how to start paying your rent. So I'm gonna be helping you get a job. You can still come over when I invite you, because I'm gonna invite you over for your Sunday dinner and different things like that.
Yeah.
I'm still your father. I'm gonna still support you, but I'm not financially letting you be a bum under my roof. So I'm gonna help you try to find a job. I'm gonna help you try to come up in life and all these things. But if you don't want any of that help, you have to live wherever that is. And $600 a month on the West Side is all I can afford, son. That's my plan.
I'm not paying my kids rent. Hell
But
nah.
to me, it's this. I'd rather you be a bum for $600 somewhere else than you be a bum under my roof, and I gotta walk past your room and see you in there doing nothing and comfortable because this room probably is better. No, you got to figure it out, big dog.
I guess I can't envision that with any of my kids, so it's just hard
That's
to
good.
even like.
You gotta just trust in your parenting.
Yeah.
If we get to that point.
For sure.
But hypothetically, it's obviously it's a what if question,
Yeah.
right? I think I'm like a mix of like both what you two are both saying right now.
Okay.
Like I think Calvin made some really good points on like circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a kid, right? Now, not right away. Like if you had a kid at a young age,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna help you through that. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said,
yeah.
right. But like if you like a grown ass adult
Yeah.
and you and your person, your spouse, y'all are serious, he working or she working or whatever, like yeah, y'all go get y'all own spot. I ain't about to house all three of y'all for an extended period of time.
Right.
Right? Like if you need to come so you can save up some money to go buy a house or save up to go get your life situated,
Yep.
then I'm good with that. I'm with you also, like you dating. Again, you want your own privacy like that, you ain't getting that
Yeah.
in the house with me.
You ain't letting Jay have no sleepovers?
Fuck no.
Niggas sound like Chris Brown.
Hey, you see how to put a Jade in there, right?
I was literally about to ask
because
does
he
it
might let
change?
Juju have some sleepovers.
With the door open.
Would you?
I
I
I
stayed
was.
He
He
19.
19.
We
Yeah.
did that. Like we was staying at people's house. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's hard to.
But like,
He 19 years old. You ain't gonna let he got to keep his door open
yeah, he got to keep his door open.
at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can close it when I fall asleep. But while I'm awake, that motherfucker open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
I,
ain't
I
bu-
don't I don't really have a good answer. I don't know because I'm with you right now. But what I was telling Danielle when we was watching the show is, I think this is your stance now, but so much changes in the
Yeah.
next 16 years.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I think like my parent, if my parent, you ask my mama, was she letting somebody stay at her house?
Oh,
was
she'll say
letting
no.
me- yeah, and
Yeah,
exactly.
goddamn lie.
And we had Danielle stayed at my house all kind of times, and I was stayed at her house, and it was like, yeah, we just don't just ignore us, like we be all right. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Something that you said though, changed. Oh, so when you said if you have a kid and you want your own space, like I'll help you. When I say if you have like a kid that's like, you gotta do your own thing, my help is coming when you're helping. Like if you're working towards something and I can help you,
Right.
I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
But if you having a kid and you just bumming it because it's like, my dad to buy these diapers, or like I'm just not gonna put no effort in, that's when you have none of my help.
Yeah.
So if you're 18, if you're 22, if you're 25, you 30, 35, and you're my kid, if you're putting an effort in to get into that next level, that's when I'm like, how can I help? Even if it's financially, like you need some money to put down on your house or whatever, I got you. But if you're any of them same ages and you don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, if they're and like take the kid part out of it. They don't gotta have a kid, but like if you're a grown adult and if you call me and you're like, hey, mom and dad, like, can I come move back in with you because of X, Y reason so I can do this?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, yes, like it's a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right? If you need to come in to save us money to pay off debt,
Yep.
Mhm.
save up for a home, or you're going to be relocating somewhere and you don't want to waste money on rent here, like any of those circumstances, the door is wide open.
College wise, do y'all feel like you would want your kid to go to college, or like do you think that that's important for them to do? We all got kids in a whole different generation than ours. If they're just like graduating and they don't have a plan, do you push them off to college?
That's a very good question. And obviously it's something that I'm kind of going through right now because I've got Jaden who's going into his senior year, Jazz is going to her junior year, and both of them are kind of like on the fence about it, right? Because obviously Shay went to college, graduated. I did a year, dropped out, never went back. And I think one of the things that like puts them in a weird situation is like knowing that I didn't graduate college, but then seeing like, okay, we still live a pretty good life, right? So it puts them in a position where
You don't need college.
they're like, well, we can live like this without going to college, like, what am I going to, like, why go?
Yeah.
Right? So we have conversations a lot about just kind of getting back to Jordan's question of like, well, what do you want to do? Right? So like Jazz talks about culinary school. Jaden still wants to be a football player. So, you know, college is in his
He has to go to
future
college.
if he wants to pursue sports, right? But if that doesn't work out, he's already like, I'm going to get into real estate right away. Like as soon as I turn 18, I'm taking my test, right? So October, he'll be 18. He's planning on having his real estate license before Christmas. We'll see what happens, right? So
What's up?
I don't know.
Is that a real thing, or that's like you saying hypothetically?
No, that's a real thing.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's good. For me, I think again, you have to know that you want to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what not to do. I'm not pushing you towards college though.
I'm not pushing nobody towards college either.
If you don't want or if you don't know what to do, you gotta do something.
Yep.
But like college is not, you should not go to college if you don't want to go to college. Like you have something that you want to be that requires college. In our generation, if you graduated high school and you could make it into college, you should go. And I think that was okay because there's people that will hire you because you got a degree. That's
Yeah,
not the
now
case
nobody
now.
cares.
It ain't even really helpful, and I don't think most people should go to college.
I agree.
Besides engineers, people in medical, if you want to do something with like law,
I
I
think
think that's the end of my list.
yeah, like if it's a profession that requires a degree, right, doctor, lawyer, something like that, then yeah, you got to go. But I think college would be, I think my opinion on college would be very different if it wasn't for those first 2 years.
Would you push your kids to go to the military?
Hell nah.
No?
Fuck no.
I think I would consider it because I've had a lot of people in my family that have done the military,
Yeah.
and it gives you a structured life.
Yeah.
It gives you a career. It gives you money, obviously, from your career. It gives you structure to teach you how to live on your own and all those things. And I've seen it work successfully for quite a few
Let me
people.
change my answer on that. Right away, I wouldn't do it. Right? Even like, okay, say graduate high school, they're at 18, right? They don't want to go to college and they don't know what they want to do. At that moment, I'm okay right there at that moment still, right? At 18, you're still a teenager to me.
Still a kid.
Yeah, like you're not an adult in my eyes at 18, but like we get to the point where it's like, okay, we're 21, we're 22, and you still have no idea what you want to do. Then we might have that military conversation.
What happens between 18 and 21 that what are you okay with happening? Like anything? Like could they just be like, I'm gonna work at Ross and play video games?
No, you got to figure out a career path.
What does that look like though? Because to me, you could be doing that from senior year till end of senior
But
year.
it's what you want to do, right? Like if you want to work in retail, okay, but your goal is to climb the ladder in retail. It's not just doing stock. Or
Do people say they want to work in retail?
Some people like working.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
where I
that's where he
started.
started.
Yeah. At Best Buy.
It was an honest question. I didn't know.
No, yeah, I mean, you could work your way up. Like you start off,
The district manager or some shit like
yeah,
that.
something like that. And if you see like you're doing good at it and you're progressing and you start at 18 and you've worked your way up to key holder and supervisor, assistant manager,
Yep.
manager, like that. Like I'm fine with
Career
that.
path.
Yeah. But no, if you just like doing the same thing for 3 years in retail, it's like no, like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Making minimum wage or a little bit more?
Yeah.
My thing is like you just gotta. So when my kids get to the point where it's like decision time and you about to graduate, before all of this, you need to have, when I graduate, this is my plan. So if your plan isn't college and your plan isn't some entrepreneurial endeavor and your plan isn't like, this is the place where I want to work at or type of industry I want to work at and then just go up, I'm going to be like, there's military is all that's really left. And I would at least consider like, or tell
Why
them
would you
consider.
Force military but not college?
No. I wouldn't force it. I would say I would lean you towards there to consider this for a handful of reasons. And I guess I can answer that, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, you didn't figure out nothing. Let's go talk to this recruiter. I wouldn't be like that.
Okay. Like I think,
but
I would try to push towards college before I try to push towards the military.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, you could go to your first 2 years and take your general ed classes, and you might figure out something, right? Because
you're gonna figure out some ass. That's what you're gonna figure out.
Okay. Well, get some ass. And
maybe that's the motivation that he needs to climb the ladder.
Because you have a kid, and now you gotta work.
Not even a kid. You got a girl that you want to buy stuff for, take places.
You meet
look
people,
good for her, you know what I mean?
You interact with people, you find out what they're doing and stuff, and you engage in conversation, and something might inspire you.
Yeah, true.
I think
with the military, I think that's tough, man.
What's
especially
tough,
for like,
what if
what's
your kid,
tough about the military?
For real?
Yeah, I mean, besides going to war, like combat back in like when we had wars where you would go out and be infantry.
They still do that.
Yeah. Kinda. I mean, you can have the job of infantry for sure, but I don't think it looks like what it did on the war movies. That's number one. Two, there's 1,000 other jobs other than infantry.
I think just not having your own freedom that you want, like going into the military, right? You get stationed somewhere or you get deployed, like
those things don't sound bad to me.
No, see, part of the reason people have so much respect for the military is because it is a dangerous job. You know what I mean? And I'm never putting my kid in a situation where like their life is in somebody else's hands. Not doing it.
Okay. I feel that. You're never gonna send your kid to war.
But if you send them to the military, you're giving Orange Man position or
it is
permission.
A weird time to try to consider the military. For
so
sure.
Yeah, that's why I gave an emphatic fuck no.
Yeah,
about my kids going into the military.
I just think that like there's a lot of benefits that you get out of it. Money, you already gonna get that. You're gonna have a career. Enough. You're also gonna have ways. People that you like. To me, the military gives you the sports type of like you're building up. Like what's the word? Camaraderie.
It gives them structure.
Forever friends that like you've gone through stuff with and you came out on the side of. You have a lifelong career of like I can always do this if I do the military for 20 years.
Yeah.
Or if I get out, I can be a civilian and do this. Like to me, there's a lot of benefits that outweigh if you're in a position where you don't really got nothing else. Is almost a no-brainer for me.
I get there. I agree. There's a lot of benefits of it. But before that conversation, I'm going to have a conversation of going to college first.
Yeah, I respect that. What age is like an acceptable age for y'all to like be comfortable with y'all kids having sex for the first time? Like they're in a relationship. And y'all got sons and daughters too. So this is probably different answers. Probably not. Maybe not. I think it's okay too. But like I feel like 16 is like the standard of like when people do it.
That's it. I mean,
as like having a 16-year-old daughter, I'm not okay with it.
So like if she comes to you and is like, Dad, I have a boyfriend and we want to do this safely, or like we want to make sure it's okay with you, or I don't know what kind of questions they would say. Like, do you nip it in the bud? Be like, you can't be with him no more if y'all trying to do that, or?
Man, I hope I'm never in that situation because
I don't know. You might rather be in that situation.
Have you had those conversations with your?
Yeah.
At what age did you have those conversations with the boys and with Jazz?
Boys were younger.
Like, how young?
12. when it was boys. Jazz was 15. But I think it also it's also like when you have those conversations is also based on like your kid and like where they are in life. And like as a parent, you can tell when your kids become interested in the opposite sex. Like where it's like, okay, like now they want to start hanging out now. And they want to start going to parties now. And they want to start doing this and doing that. The boys, they started doing that stuff at a much younger age. So just
What's
knowing.
that conversation look like with your sons?
I probably wouldn't put that conversation on air.
Yeah, that's fine. I can tell you what happened. What it was like for me. My dad actually, he didn't even have the conversation to like sex because when we had this conversation, it was years later. It was literally when I was leaving for college, and he was just like, "Look, you're gonna get out there, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna do what you do.
Yeah,
don't get nobody pregnant. But if you do, call me first. Don't call your mama." Literally what he told me. And he was like, "I will help you handle her, but like try not to have no kids while you out there." And that was our conversation. But, I mean, it was 3 years late, but like 2 years late.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad would have gave me that same advice. My dad was a hypocrite.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
You know, he had me and my older sister when he was in high school. And
I had Jaden at 19.
I had
Jazz at 20.
Jew my last semester of college. And I told him he ain't talked to me for like 2 months. He was really mad at me.
What do you mean?
Because he's seen what life could be like on that side. He's probably like, you should be doing better than him.
Yeah, when I told the nigga that Mary was pregnant,
Yeah,
he ain't talked to me for like 2 months. He was mad at me.
That was the first time y'all ever like was at odds.
Yeah,
ever.
Mm-hmm.
That is a little hypocritical, a little bit, but like,
but I get it though.
Yeah, I kind of understand.
Like you don't want your kids to make the same mistakes that you did that you made.
One, it wasn't the same mistake because he did it in high school.
Yeah.
At 16 and 17.
Nah, but the thought process is like when you're a parent and
I was
23
years old.
Okay. What had you accomplished?
More than him.
No, I mean like
graduate high school.
So like my thought process is this, right? Like life was way harder for me than it needed to be in my 20s because I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
Right. So like I want my kids. So I feel like everything that I've accomplished in life, I could have accomplished earlier and easier if I would have waited to have kids.
For sure.
So I think that's really the only thing about it is like as my kids get older, I don't know what the age is that I want them to have kids, but like accomplish that thing first.
I hear you, but like
whatever it is,
life doesn't always go according to plan.
Oh, for sure.
And when something like that happens, as a parent, you getting mad about it isn't going to change the situation.
Mad's not a good reaction.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, fuck, okay, I'm a little disappointed in you.
Yep.
But now more than ever, I need to be there to support.
Let me show you how to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, obviously, after 2 months, the nigga forgot he was mad at me. And y'all know how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The birds and the bee conversation, though, I'm really, so like, you're not okay with Jazz right now, but you know it's a possibility because you've had that conversation with her. So you find out she has, how do you respond?
So I think right now my response would be somewhat, we'll just call it negative. Just based on the fact that like one of the luxuries that I have in life right now is like I always know where my kids are and who they're with, right? Like I take them everywhere.
Right. We got phones with location and everything.
Like
now.
When it comes to house parties, like my Jazz has 15 kids at my house right now, right? Having a pool party. So like my house is the party house. So like I'm in a position where if that were to have happened, it's like when? That means you lied to me about being somewhere or with who, and it would be more so the.
What if she was with her mama though?
It's a problem.
So
that's a problem.
So you've had
because her mom's very similar to me in the sense that like, nah, we need to know when, where, and no, you ain't sleeping over there.
Okay, I want to know about you though. So when like you'll have that conversation, I assume, with both of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an age where it's like, I understand you doing your thing?
I just go off my own personal experience. I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, if it happens, like, because here's what I think about it, right? I was 16. Obviously, the person I lost my virginity to, she was 16 also.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I wasn't doing nothing reckless. She wasn't reckless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want my daughter to at that age? No. But like, realistically, could it happen? Yes. So
this is kind of interesting for you too, because you had to go through this with Ari, like where she's going through high school and we're just like, she's like an innocent little kid.
Yeah.
And then she's like goes, to college and we're just like, she's still like a really innocent kid. I feel like I don't have a daughter, so I'm probably speaking out of like a little bit of ignorance here, but like I would rather my kid kind of go through that when it's still more controllable here in Las Vegas. I mean, that maybe they don't go off to college somewhere, but like where it's like in high school, you still have a lot more influence and you can kind of help them navigate and guide through this, especially with daughters. I don't think it's really for me, if I had a daughter, I don't think it'd be like the actual sex and the actual act of
it's
that.
Feelings and the emotions connected
Exactly.
to it.
I don't want you to be heartbroken because some little knucklehead nigga didn't, treated you bad after having sex with you because you thought this was forever because you did this. That's really the part that I think is difficult. And I feel like I would rather them do that not younger, but like in high school rather than wait till you're 21 or whatever, 18, 19.
So
20.
I wouldn't mind them getting heartbroken.
Okay.
But like you said, as long as I'm there also.
If you can like have some kind of impact.
Yeah. Like if she's off to college.
It's harder.
Yeah. Right. Like with Ari right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She's in college. She goes to DC. She has a little boyfriend and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
If it hopefully it doesn't, but like if something does happen where they don't work out and her heart does get broken from it, like that's going to hurt me. And I'm not there to be there for her to like come and talk to about or whatever. And like, especially like if that were to happen with Jade, like that'd be tough.
Yeah.
So that's why, like for me, like I expect it to happen in high school.
Going back to where we started at. I'm not asking about y'all kids specifically, but if hypothetically you had a kid that ended up with being the kid with the sex tape at school, how do you handle that?
I would hope it's Julian.
I was about to say.
I would hope it's the boy.
Yeah.
And he better lay that pipe down. Todd, you got to pull on the table, son.
Don't embarrass the family name.
Right.
Nah, that's crazy because like you want to talk about something not being equal?
Yeah, no, that's not at all.
At all.
No.
At all.
So even in the show, like the dude kind of like went on with his life and went to college and did all this
because that's
stuff.
how it goes.
And then the girl's mom is like, that's not fair. My daughter is being talked about at school.
And he getting high fives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's depressed about this. And he just went on with his life. Like that's.
But like that's the type of like this is a conversation that probably needs to happen with our kids at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I talked about, like I done recorded some stuff in my day.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I've never shared anything and that stuff done died with the phones that they was on. But like I hope my daughter never trusts anyone enough to let something like that happen.
And it's different because
like
when we was
trust
young,
your husband, maybe.
When we was young, like in high school, the technology we had to record some shit is like you have to set up a tripod and a fucking real camera.
Right. Okay, that's
nowadays it's like put that on the headboard at the phone right there, and it's just like it's too accessible.
Yeah.
But like so let's say you are
last thing you want is I thought I was just recording a video and find out the thing was on live.
Man.
Give him the Shannon.
So okay, going back to this though, like if you was that parent, how do you like to me? So when I say like how would you handle it? Like first things first is once I find out, I gotta find out who the other parent is, and we need to be like on the same page with this.
I need to know how it got out.
No, I mean that don't really matter too much no more.
Hell yeah, it matter.
Because for me, it's going straight to the other parent. Because my kid's on this, your kid is on this. Whether it's my son,
we talking about sons or daughters?
Regardless of which one it is, whether it's my son and your daughter or my daughter and your son. One of them I got a little more of a problem with. I'm more mad. But like, if it is my son and someone else's daughter,
yeah,
like I almost feel a little bit bad, a little bit too, because it's like your daughter is now in a really bad spot.
Yeah,
and some of it got to do with my son. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of a fucked up position. You don't just, to me, you don't just be like, well, sorry. You know what I mean? So I would definitely be like, who's the parent? Let me actually like talk to them. Let's make sure we on the same page and handle this correctly. After that, I think you just kind of like got to help them navigate being at school and, you know, building up your reputation. Be who you know you are. But yeah.
So what if your son leaked it?
That's a problem. First off, to me, you can get it in like literal adult serious trouble for that. Because that's like child pornography, I think, right? Like you can be in trouble for that.
Even if you a child?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of
sexting's a crime.
In elementary
Sexting's
school,
a
I've
crime.
heard of kids getting like going to court, like because the other parent tried to get them in trouble and get them charged as an adult for child pornography. And they're like the same age.
With 2 kids? Oh, okay.
And it wasn't even like sex. It was like kids with their like girls with their shirts off, but they're like kid age with their kid friends. So it's like that was crazy.
I didn't know the same age type of stuff worked that way. Sheesh.
It's a lot of different factors, right? Like one, who leaked the video?
Yeah.
Which child are we talking about? Right? Like I don't know if I'd really care too much to talk to the parents, because at that point, what is the other kid's parents going to be able to do? Right? Like the video is out, whether they shared it with one kid, now it's out, that video can spread across, right? So I don't know what talking to the other parent would be, other than if it's like their son leaked it and it's like, okay, you need to talk to your son, like he need to talk to his friends and need to try to end it or whatever. But outside of that, for me, I'm focusing just on my kid. If it's a daughter and she's like truly being impacted, like I think I would consider switching schools.
Yeah.
Right. If it's a son.
Yes. I don't know. For me, like talking to the parent, to me is like we need to navigate this together, because now we both have a similar situation. If
I don't
one
know.
of our kids is like,
y'all aren't gonna have a similar situation.
Right.
Like the reality is that
we can definitely like. So imagine this. Imagine it's your daughter and it's their son.
Yeah.
You still don't care to?
No.
To me, it's like, so what was the consequences? What was the punishment? Who knows about this?
But
what
does that change though?
Because in the show, the mama was like, I'm literally about to. He's getting punished for this. Somebody needs to be punished.
He's punished.
What kind of punishment?
He was about to go off to college,
and
he's a star athlete, and he's about to make sure that he goes to jail for this.
Okay.
So to me, that was extreme.
But that happens. But my point is still, how does that
help your daughter?
Exactly. That doesn't do anything. Like, the kid made a bad decision at a young age. Like,
and then I think there's a lot of other factors too, because is this out to where everybody sees it already? Is it out to where like a couple of people seen it? And
if we know about it, too many people done seen it.
So to me, it's like, how are you fixing this?
You can't. I guess that's where I'm at. Like, once it's out, you can't fix the video being out. The video is out.
You can't fix that, but you could. There are some things that you can do.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's something that could be done.
Step one,
and then
you find out who leaked it. If the little boy leaked the tape of my daughter, the little boy getting his ass beat. That's literally step two. That's why I asked who leaked the fucking tape. That's also why I don't need to talk to his fucking parents, right? I'm not going to mess up your college. You can still go off to college. I'm not sending you to jail. But you about to take this fucking L. My daughter going to live with the fact that
if it was my son, and you try to whoop my son ass because of this, your ass is going to jail too.
Oh, I'm not doing it myself.
You gonna get or you going to jail, whether you set somebody up or whatever. You going to jail for this.
Older brothers.
Ass is getting beat. I'm not going to jail.
I don't know about that one, dog. Because to me, it was like, why didn't you come to me? We could have figured out something that made sense.
All the motive in the world, but I'm not gonna be the only person with motive, right? Like her brothers got motive, her uncles got motive. Anybody that care about her, that know about the situation, got the motive. So you're gonna have to figure out which one of us 50 people that care about my daughter is responsible for this little boy getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna die.
Would you go to jail? Like, is there a situation where you know what you're about to do? You probably gonna go to jail for, and it got something to do with your kids?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an easy one for me. Like, I will go to prison to stand up for my kids.
For sure. When it comes
But
to
you just said at the beginning you ain't going to jail for nobody.
No.
None of you niggas in this room and none of you niggas at home.
You even said kids.
I'm not going to jail for their decisions. I will go to jail for my decision, though, for sure.
It's kind of the same thing.
Nah, it's not. If you made a decision to sell drugs or to beat somebody's ass or to do whatever you want,
I got you.
And I'm supposed to stick up for you. No, you did that. You go ahead and get what you got.
Got you.
But if something happened to you, or if you're in a situation or you're in a predicament, and principle is I can do something about it, or I should do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
If I make that choice, I'm willing to take a rap for it, for sure. Like if it came down to it, I will.
For me, it just comes down to
somebody,
for me. It just comes down to protection.
I would consider it.
If it's about protection, I'm not really considering all the consequences. Like I'm gonna make sure we good.
Like there was a dude whose kid got killed by the police recently.
I saw that.
And then he went and killed
the cop.
The cop. I ain't mad at him. I don't think I would go that far because that doesn't help me too much, but it does help a little bit. I understand what he went through. I don't understand what he went through. I understand the decision he made. And then after that, put me in cuffs, write my sentence.
All right, what if it's like your kid just made a really bad decision one time? Like, that's not who he is, but he got caught up and it was like you could take it for him. They can go live their life, or this one bad decision is going to derail the rest of their life.
So let me give you some clarity to his first strike.
I understood.
Third strike. No, I'm just saying, like what came to my mind just now is your kid done been in trouble before. Well, I guess I'm changing your scenario to your kid has been in trouble before. First strike, second strike. You know, if he gets in trouble a third time,
That's
it's huge.
Yeah.
Or you ain't never been in trouble before. If you take the blame for this instance,
I never been in trouble as a dad? No, because you
get a slap on the wrist.
You fucked up twice already.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna learn on this one.
I'm not helping you fuck up a third time. Your situation though is different.
Yeah,
but
it is.
It's also like
let's say something like this, right? He was kicking it with some homeboys or whatever, and like somebody put some shit in his backpack.
Okay.
And y'all got pulled over because you was speeding or whatnot.
I could take that hit.
Yeah.
If that's not my kid, meaning like that's not who he is, and I know that, I could take.
And he told you it was like, Dad, I promise that's not mine. That's.
And you know your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could take that hit.
I would too.
What kind of hit though we talking about? How much time you doing?
Whatever it is. If he's at a tender age of like his life changes based off of him taking this or not, I've lived enough life for my shit to be over rather than his, is how I look at it. Even if it's life. Like if somebody has to go to jail for life, it shouldn't be him if he don't deserve that. So if our only two options is me or you, I'll take that one for sure. It's kind of fucked up situation though, but
yeah, not me.
No?
Hell no. Not if we talking about life. You talking about 30 days?
Days?
Couple months.
I thought you were going to say 30 years.
No.
Right,
and that's why I said first strike, third strike, because like if we talking about your life
both
is
of our first strike, because I ain't never been to jail.
No, I know. That's if it's both of our first strike, you just gonna take your first strike. Because when you get out, like I got you. You see what I'm saying?
What if he don't get out? Like he's not that kid. Like
what kind of
Or what if it's like a 5-year, 10-year, and he's 18?
No, like he gonna have to do that. I'm not doing it. I'll get the best attorney. Right, like he got my full
You can do that for
financial
you.
backing, but and I guess it also comes down to like if I ain't really do nothing, and this has got to go to court, shouldn't I be able to get off with it? Like they don't got evidence against me if I didn't actually do it.
Yeah,
No, it's
it's
like-
you didn't do it,
But
so
if
that means
we're-
that he did.
Yeah, it's like the example. Like
No, that's
I
not how
didn't
court
finish
works.
the
though.
example, but
Yeah.
it was like possession
Okay,
of whether it was illegal firearm
Yeah.
or drugs or something like that. You're not gonna go to life for something like that.
But you're not doing
Right.
10 years?
no, you're not doing.
I'm asking you. You're not doing 10 for
No,
you?
Would you do a year?
a year.
365?
How old is my kid?
18. 17 or 16. Or
I can do a year.
that's very interesting that it's like that difficult.
Nah, it is.
What if, and again, I don't know how
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this works or what, but like, what if like they came and the plea deal was either you do 5 years or he does 10 years?
Let's say, but he's guilty though.
And he's guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna do them 10.
But if he's not
But
guilty,
if he's innocent,
We gonna get him off.
no. It's like y'all got caught with possession. You with him, somebody set him up.
Damn. These some tough decisions to make right here. Because
I'll ask Danielle this one too. Of like, let's say, me and you do some shit, or me and you in some shit, you know about it, but I'm the one doing it. And they give you a year, they give me 5. You gonna do a year? And she be kind of like, I might do a year, but I don't think I would let her do a year for me.
yeah, okay,
I do 5 years before.
All
I
right,
let
how
my
about
wife.
that then? The spouse, would you take the bid for the wife?
and she did it.
Yep.
No, like y'all both doing it. Y'all both doing it. Y'all got caught. One of y'all has to go down, or both of y'all go down.
No,
but it's like obviously
like
one could take it.
No, if we both did something and one of us has to go, I'll go.
But let's say it's not equal.
If-
She got 3 years, or you get 7.
No, either way. Like if I had any hand in it, I don't mind taking 100% of the
What
punishment.
if you had no hand in it at all?
If I had no hand in it, that's where shit gets shaky. And you better hope that my plea is a year or less, because in this hypothetical world, that's my max right now.
I really feel like I could survive prison, dog.
Oh no, it's not about the
I
survival.
really think I'm gonna be in prison, like just getting smart,
In the library.
getting big,
yeah, no,
and
it's
like coming out good. Like
that's
I'm
my
scared
thing.
to go to prison.
I'm not worried about. I ain't even worried about the survival of it. Nigga, I'm talking about life's
I feel
comforts.
like you should be scared to go to prison. You too pretty.
Oh boy, man! I ain't never wipe my. I'm just shit everywhere, just walking around, just shit on me.
But nah, man, I got a year max in me for somebody else.
All right, that's gonna be the episode. If y'all still listening, we appreciate y'all. Follow the group chat, share, subscribe, do all the things.
And decide who you would go to jail for.
Still do nothing to go to jail.